Vernon and 8th Avenue, on 8th Avenue. And Harold Clayton lived right around the corner on 43rd Street. And he and I met, just started hanging out, and he was a hell of a singer. He had a voice that was on the level with Eddie Kendricks. And he was really interested in getting in the group. I wasn't a great singer, but we started hanging out, listening to records. We met another guy named James Eubanks, who was crazy about the Marvelettes. And he had this passion for writing. He wanted to write, Please Mr. Postman. So that kind of influenced me into the writing thing. We used to just sit around and play records all the time and talk about them and listen to them every possible way we could. We met at Audubon Junior High, and then later on we went to Dorsey. And by that time, I'd been singing for a little bit and had taken a few music classes. And I wasn't getting along too well with the kids. So every lunch, we got, a group of us got the, orchestra teacher to let us rehearse in the band room. So we just hang out in the band room all the time. And just dreaming about making, about being a doo-wop group, really. And that's how we met, and that's what life at Dorsey was like. Well, we had a number of groups. We was singing, and it was just myself and Harold and a guy named Arthur Bennett. I have a picture. We went and sang for the Scatman Crothers, had a show, and we went and sang a couple of songs with him, and we had a white boy band like the Beach Boys, and we did that. That was our first group, and then we started another group when we got into Motown and the Temptations, and that was with Ranji and Norman Richmond, who's in Canada now. And we started singing. We tried to get some deals. We hooked up with D. Urban, and we did some recording and stuff. And then later on, Ranji got drafted, and later on we started another group, and this time Ben Taylor came in. And this is when we hooked up with Bones Howe. And that group was called The Total Picture. And the picture that you saw was of the Total Picture playing at, I think, the apartment in, I think it said 1976. Ranji had gotten drafted, and Norman Richmond refused to go into service, and he fought it in court. And he, it looked like they were going to, find him guilty. And he went to Canada. He's still in Canada. He's a DJ up there. So that broke us up. And I went to New York for a year. And when I came back, Ranji and Harold and I got together. And that's when Ben came in. And we started looking for a deal. And we practiced and did some club stuff. And what we did is we made a list of 10 producers, like that were doing either white guys that were doing R&B or black guys that were doing rock stuff. It was like Sly, Bones was doing the 50 Mention, Felix, Pepperlotti, Expressway, those guys, Kenny Gamble. And so we sent 10 demos out, and Bones answered and said he was interested in doing something with us. And I remember he wanted to discuss the terms, and we sat around and had a meeting for 2 days talking about everything we were going to ask for and everything we were going to demand and how much money and blah, blah, blah. And we went in, and Bones just sat down and laid it out like, this is what I want to do for the next 2 years, and I'm going to pay you this much every week, and all we could do is just look. And it was a great environment. I met Warren Zevon there, and there was a lot of people around. Thelma Houston was around a little bit, and we had known the 50 Mention. And so we had a good time with Bones. And he started recording our group, and he really taught me a lot about the business. He was an engineer who was very technical. And he was so technical, he could do what they call window pane edits. He knew where every beat of every instrument was on the tape, and he could cut a little square out and cut a beat out, which he loved digital. But I watched him edit. He taught us a lot of the tricks, and also he was just a genuinely nice person, and that's what I like about him the most. He taught me. He used to carry a sack lunch to the studio, no big hoopla, man. He was going to work every day to get the job done, and I've always respected and loved him.